we can find out if Air Spirit is going to be in the game. The draft is on. Game number 2. Team Liquid taking on a Virtus.Pro. And as a judge,
At least they fixed the name.
yes, as a judge, I will say that before the draft, a Story Winter, Story Dakota, but Cinderella Misery had more compelling arguments.
Come on, we had a tough job.
You had good arguments, but you talked like you didn't really believe yourself. That was your problem. You work on it for the next debate.
Yep,
If we
I will
have one,
definitely work on
Virtus.Pro has second pick went Dire and have no IO and no Enchantress.
I really like it that Liquid are banning IO against Virtus.Pro. I think it's a good way of approaching the matchup. I think they did in game 1 as well, right?
Ooh.
I banned out that Wisp.
Ooh. Does this count as something that they use in the past a lot?
Yes, absolutely.
Alright, this does seem like they actually have a plan. They picked those 2 heroes very fast, and it's something that's open.
So you're convinced with the opening now?
I think VP might be on the right track to making a comeback here. I'll say it like that.
Alright.
But yeah, this is more open in a way. I feel like it's... I mean, obviously it depends on where you're going with it, but to me this feels like a more solid opening than DP Oracle in a way, because it has more ways to go with it, I feel. Yeah, and they picked it very fast, so...
This is so far a very fast draft overall.
Yeah.
From both sides.
Bans too.
Yeah, it shows that they have a plan.
Alright,
that's the plan.
I mean, definitely a plan.
Are Virtus.Pro like kind of showing their hand a bit too early here with already commitments on their 2 cores?
But so is Liquid.
True.
One of them is the offlane and the other one's the safe lane though. Like Void versus Lycan.
I think the Lycan pick might be I don't know exactly what their plan is, but I think that could have been saved for the 4th pick. So that might be a little bit of a mistake, maybe.
Or are they thinking about a jungler? I know you mentioned that they always lose when they have a jungler.
I don't think so. I think if they run a jungler with Invoker mid and like in bench safe lane, it's way too greedy. The Void's gonna have get a lot, and if they get one roamer for mid lane, then Invoker is also gonna get smashed. So I think they're looking at a ranged support for Lil. Maybe a Visage, maybe a Visage, maybe a Dazzle, maybe a Winter Wyvern. Yeah.
That's a good guess.
Yeah,
like
thank you.
It's in theory that's a great hero against Death Prophet in a couple of ways. Like Death Prophet is like the center of attention, and then you can get her own team to focus on her, obviously with the curse. Cold Embrace, great against the DP ults. Buy some time, get your cooldowns ready, and get out.
Who else is sad that Jarek doesn't have his hair high up like he did in the photo shoot?
I haven't even thought about that actually.
Me neither.
You should check out the picture when they come by and you're like, whoa. It's very Scandinavian. If you're Team Liquid and you know that Virtus.Pro is basically insta-banning and picking everything, haven't used a second of their bonus time, are you worried about some form of thing that you're not expecting coming, even though you see that 4 heroes and you kind of...
I mean, they have a plan too, so I don't think they're worried.
No?
They are picking them.
Yeah,
they are picking so fast.
I don't think you should be. Liquid's draft is looking really strong as well.
It looks like an E-home draft. Phoenix support, Void offlane.
I mean, Liquid's playing Phoenix support almost every game nowadays, right? Pretty much. They don't get their inch.
Yeah, they play that a lot. Last time
Liquid interchangeable. Doesn't Jarex
Jarex is always going to be playing the Tusk, right? Or he's going to be playing
No.
He'll play Phoenix.
He'll play Phoenix this time.
Yeah, he'll play Phoenix here.
Kuroki will play Tusk.
But this is like a really strong teamfight combo again from Liquid. Like they have this Void Phoenix, it's like Chrono, and then that protects the egg. It's like really hard to fight into.
Yeah, they have too many things that will protect the egg. The Sigil as well. Like it's very hard to focus the egg. So VP is just gonna go back for their classic offlane shaker. So Phobos can be a part of a lot of initiations for his team.
Misery, what do you like more here? Quas Wex Invoker or Quas Exort against this? Thinking Wex is very good against the Phoenix Egg, the Mana Burn is great against Void, but do they have enough damage with that, and is that even the right direction to go if they maybe want to push with Exort when they have a Lycan?
I think it's gonna be Exalt. I think Quas Vex could work, but I think it's
Oh, they got that last!
What?
that's big
Oh,
profit.
safe lane?
That one was
That's
still
their
in.
safe lane profit.
So,
Crazy.
call it, gentlemen. Who's taking this? I want to hear from everybody. Winter, you first. Nobody can sneak in just copying what Misery says. Go.
I like that VP have a plan around the Roshan with their lineup, so I'm gonna go with VP.
Okay. Dota?
I'm actually thinking about going with Liquid on this one. Very heavy on the push, and I feel like it's nicely objective based and suits Liquid's style. Virtus.Pro, yeah, it seems like they picked fast and they have a confident game plan, but I don't know, something just irks me about it that maybe they're just pouring out what they can. They feel like it's gonna work. I don't know why that rubs me that way.
10 seconds
I
remaining.
like VP a lot this time. I think for Liquid,
5 seconds
very
remaining.
much right now depends on mind control. The Chronosphere is like their only catch and setup, and it's not that reliable. I guess technically it could teleport Sprout, but let's be real here. That's not very reliable as the way of starting a fight. You put yourself in that
Is
position.
it?
So maybe they could snowball in the
for
Tusk
battle.
as their catch, or rely entirely on Ice Shards. But
I think Liquid again. I think it's gonna be too hard for Invoker mid. It's gonna be something similar to the last game where they just Prophet TP is mid lane, Tusk is mid lane, yeah, and DP just drains the Invoker. And I think once Winter Wyvern leaves, they're just fast to move on Invoker. But they play safe and they played right. They could definitely pull out this time. But I believe in Liquid here.
Okay, let's hear what our commentators have to say about this game. Team Liquid versus Virtus.Pro Game 2 by Capitalist and Blitz.
Thank you very much, Shiver. That's right, game number 2 with Liquid up 1 game. Of course, this could be a repeat series where the Liquid were up their last series
30
against
seconds
Virtus.Pro
to
and then ended up losing both the second and third game. Drop into that lower bracket where they had to face up against Complexity. We'll see how this game number 2 fares, as they do have some interesting picks. Let's start with the Nature's Prophet. Matamba Man's going to be playing that one. A safe lane Nature's Prophet. What is it about the Furion that allows you to be able to safe lane Blitz?
It's that it's a one-on-one matchup that's easy and allows the two Liquid supports to get active around the map, which is what you want to do with Tusk plus the Phoenix anyways. And the Death Prophet is a hero that you want to protect. So you want something that's a little bit more self-sufficient. We saw in the last game what happened when they left G alone for even like half a second. Plus you want to be able to pick up the NP for yourself at some point. Such a good all-around hero.
Yeah, you can see Liquid are going to be starting this one out pretty early. Curl chances the smoke there in order to throw down a ward, but they are both in a position here to be able to get a quick gank on the mid lane. The Courier waddling on in is going to be delivering some tangos, but they managed to catch Lil, who was sitting so far forward. Pretty standard play, but Liquid counter it beautifully. Everybody knows the Winter Wyvern is probably going to go mid, use Arctic Burn, harass back the enemy mid, and that positions himself so far forward that Liquid are able to get a rather easy gank with those two supports.
Yeah, more importantly than that too, Cap, it's that the Invoker struggles heavily with the DP versus Invoker matchup 1v1, and they saw from the last game that VP really want to give G as good of a start as possible. I noticed in my replay rounds when I was just kind of studying all the teams, especially VP of course, they were the type to just make sure that VP or that G gets the best 1v1 matchup possible.
Right.
We saw in the last game, Liquid take the chance like you say.
Look at this bottom lane. DK Phobos has actually been doing a little bit of pulling into that hard camp from the side lane. Of course, this is one of the big downsides of the Earthshaker, as you said. They could afford to leave the Furion alone in this 1v1 because, well, Earthshaker's just a poor 1v1 offlaner in general. So Furion can really abuse this. DK Phobos has to find any ways he possibly can to even out the matchup.
Yeah, and they want to make sure that Silence is slowed down as much as possible. It's sort of difficult for Liquid to kill him, or at least it takes a lot. They want to make sure, but Fada's getting really low in this mid. He's going to have to pop the salve now.
Killing salves away. They are doing sort of an aggro tri lane now against a Lycan, Vengeful Spirit, and Winter Wyvern. Of course, this is an Exort Invoker, so we also include the Sunstrike. This feels like a rather dangerous proposition.
The good news though is that they can always rotate the Nature's Prophet around the map to help pick up some kills, and once he has the Sprout, I can imagine him going for G. Although G, you notice that he's decided to go for more tangos instead of the salve. And the main reason for that is just so the Nature's Prophet comes with the Sprout, he has a way out.
Courier's going to come back, deliver the boots that are so critical for him to be able to stay ahead of Fada. Haste Rune is going to be picked up at the top lane. Lil, who is still only level 1, is actually going to rotate into the mid lane. Jarex is doing something similar, though. They're both going to show themselves here, and both supports join in on the battle here. Fada is actually healing up thanks to the Spirit Siphon. G is dropping lower and lower, but the damage out from the Fire Spirits is so pitiful, and it's not going to be enough to actually get the kill. Lil will actually out the Phoenix and Ice versus Fire. Oh, he's actually going to be able to get Fada as well. Maybe the Fairy Fire goes out. It's not quite enough. A Stun Strike is going to miss. Fada definitely dodges that one. And score, well, Jarex, he may have died, but Lil's over-aggression ends up costing him a kill to the Death Prophet in return.
Yeah, and G's got to be careful. Fada still has a Spirit Siphon up, and so it's going to prompt him to back up a little bit, eat the Tango, circle around. Really clutch bottle timing. Pretty lucky there. Lil thought he had it for sure, especially when he hit the Splinter Blast.
Batu just keeps on running the tree into DK Phobos, and he's having to like enchant Totem, beat him back off, but he's going to be missing out on so much CS. You can see a gigantic difference already. 9-0 on the Earthshaker compared to a 17-4 denied for the Furion.
And most importantly, it's this top lane. The Void is getting much free farm as Crow's gonna get gone on. The Howl's gonna get popped too. This should be enough to blast.
He still has a snowball. He's waiting till the last second to actually use it. Now he's gonna die immediately, but Mind Control, if he gets a Time Lock proc, might be able to get that kill. He actually doesn't have Time Lock, went for Time Dilation instead, so there's gonna be no chance of a lucky proc. He's gonna be hit by that Splinter Blast as well. FNG actually has the stun. They can get the kill, the Sun Strike over the top, and Virtus.Pro take the fight.
And right now, Fada's actually rotating up there with boots. But FNG is going to suicide himself to the neutral creeps. Not even going to bother.
Wasn't that supposed to be a fight that Furion could join?
I think so. I think he anticipated too. I'm not actually sure. Monty probably just saw the opportunity to push this bottom wave. And they're going to do significant damage to the safe lane tower. If you can get this tower in a one-on-one matchup too, so much. It helps your aggro tri-lane quite a lot, and that gold injection helps out your mid. Get upgraded boots a little bit sooner too.
Jarex sneaks in and gets a nice aggressive ward there in the bottom lane, which will free up Matu to push aggressively into this tier 1 with a little bit more knowledge. Unfortunately, TK Phobos does a really good job getting that denied, but at mid, DG is actually dropping pretty low underneath this tower. The dive is successful for Liquid. They will have a turnaround kill as Jarex ends up dying to Lil once again, but still a worthy trade there for Liquid.
I think a core first support is almost always going to pan out for you just because of the experience that the other mid is going to get too. Looks like the Phoenix is just going to TP back mid, help out. The Liquid supports are not getting a lot of levels, which is a bit concerning for me. But at least the rotations are working out and they're getting core kills. Silence is back to free farming. You kind of anticipate this. Matu's got the level 6 though.
Oh, they're ready to go. They need to try and blow up Fada as quick as possible. They're actually going to throw down some more wards here.
Oh, they're going to get spotted.
This is going to spot them. They can lead with a stun onto Jarex. The snowball goes out. If they have a stun strike, they might be able to pop Jarex. FNG is being chased by Curl. They have the TP in from Matu, but with the TP out from the Vengeful Spirit, Matu can't actually jump in. He's just got to keep on pressuring out the bottom lane. It seems to be a never-ending story of ice and fire in this middle lane.
Yeah. They also popped the Nature's Prophet ultimate. I think after that point, Liquid had no interest in fighting. Plus the Phoenix can't really do too much in that scenario, but Liquid eventually have to figure out a way to get both of their supports farmed. I think at some point you kind of switch things around, but this Nature's Prophet has done a lot of damage to this bottom tower.
Yeah, they're just freeing him so much space. He is going to TP on back to base and complete his bracers working towards that drums. DK Phobos throws out a Fissure in the middle lane, trying to pull the creep wave off of the tower, so Fada doesn't have an easy opportunity to take it, but with Furion joining on mid, they'll have some treants to be able to tank up tower damage and should be able to take this tier 1.
Yeah, right now I think the laning phase is shook up pretty well for Liquid. Although the score is in favor of VP, the two towers are going to push things a little bit further for them, and this safe lane for the Lycan has not been as good as it should be, as the Void is also getting free farm, only 6 behind.
He's got his Chronosphere ready to go as well. That's going to be a great holding ability to kill the Lycan if they can have some... I can't even say supports. I'm not even sure if they have enough damage. Maybe one of the cores rotates up the top lane as well to help out the Void.
Yeah.
They could actually kill the Lycan.
This Invoker's just trying to power farm his Midas if he can. And he's going to go to the bottom lane, but Jarex is going to do the smart thing here. He's going to pull down the creep wave, soak up some of this XP. He really needs to hit the level 6. For the Tusk, it's not that big of a deal. Like, Crow can just kind of sit behind people and snowball ice shards is enough, but you really want this Phoenix to get 6 at some point.
Nature's Prophet always making sure that the Treants are checking out the Roshan pit. I like this play from Virtus.Pro right now, rotating into the bottom lane. They may actually be able to catch out the Furion. He phase boots, runs into the trees.
The safe lane is never safe, Cap. It's the #1 thing you should learn about Dota at a competitive level. That's why you see everybody from Liquid rotate to this top lane. Right. You see everybody from VP
and that's why I like so much of the fact that VP were all heading to that bottom lane, because they're really only Silent who could farm up perhaps some of the jungle and middle lane, but no one could really go to that top lane unless they were going in mass.
Yeah, VP really want to take this, but anytime you should get into your head, if you're a casual viewer, every single time you show this many heroes on the map, it's really up to Fada to play back, because he's the only target on the map for VP to go for, and because they haven't showed themselves taking the bottom lane with Silent, they know that they're smoked up somewhere. That's why everybody's kind of hiding now. Matu knows that there's almost no chance that they're going to be at top because he knows that the Invoker is at bottom. So he feels comfortable, and it's just this mid lane that has to be concerned.
EB to bottom lane, Mind Control and Jerix are going to join forces, it looks like, for an attempted Chronosphere kill. It may have enough damage now that they have Sun Ray. Meanwhile, Tusk actually dying in the top lane. Look at all this bottom lane fight. Fada's actually going to join forces here. Uh-oh. Can they actually get the Chronosphere here? Mind Control? Oh, he stops it. He figured that was going to be too far away. Silent. Matamba Man was there, but he's got a Quelling Blade, so there's no point in trying to sprout him.
There's like 0 chance that they can catch up to him. Yeah. That's the downside about this Lycan is he's going to do so much for VP. Everybody from Liquid isn't prepared to kill him all at once. They don't have any burst damage tools. It's kind of the Void Chrono or bust.
Drums now for this right-click build on Nature's Prophet.
She is getting a lot too.
Can you go Orchid in this kind of game for Nature's Prophet because you're more safe lane, you're getting a lot of extra farm, or do you think that the Maelstrom build, which seems to be clear for the Nature's Prophet at this point?
No, I think Maelstrom is just better overall. Yeah. I don't think... Every single time I see Orchid, I'm always kind of underwhelmed. Yeah, I was gonna say overwhelmed. Just like, you see the item, okay, it gives you some attack speed and everything like that, but it doesn't really help your farming that much. And the Maelstrom do a lot of damage, and it's cheap too. You can eventually build it into the Mjolnir, put it on the DP or the Void or the Phoenix, make it difficult to kill those heroes. Right. Like, that active is really underrated.
Up your split pushing quite a bit as well.
Yeah, it seems like there's kind of a meta developing. I know a lot of people want to see the Octarine plus the Ags and all that, but that build feels really outdated to me, because all it really does is push out the waves. It doesn't really do too much for you in terms of map control or anything like that.
Seems like a build where if you're really just trying to delay the game because you know you have superior late game, like no matter how many treants you feed into the enemy sort of thing. Even then, you don't like it?
I found out that the hard way. Remember I was telling you I was doing this Nature's Prop thing, and I fed like 900 treants. That number wasn't even exaggerated. It was like a 147-minute game, and I just realized, I made everybody 6-slotted.
You ended up losing the game?
Yeah. Everybody just gets free farm because you're pushing the waves into them. It's a terrible idea.
Mind Control's going to be controlled up. Looks like they're trying to combo him down, but of course, they couldn't really go for the Winter's Curse because that would mean the Sunstrike wouldn't deal any damage. They had to get the Magic Missile, and that just wasn't enough. DK Phobos, his 2 levels of Fissure, doesn't provide a long enough duration stun for them to combo.
Yeah, I still really like the Winter Wyvern in this game, especially against Void, plus the fact that the Cold Embrace does quite a lot against the DP. If you notice, Liquid has almost no Magic Burst damage.
Yeah.
Although people have been relying on that a lot less. Like, here's like Zeus, Lina. They've been semi-phased out, especially Lina. I think the only team I've seen play her in quite a long time is like ENG or Complexity.
Medallion build for the Lycan is about to be done. So Virtus.Pro can actually get just 1 successful gank here. In the next couple of minutes, they could probably look towards a fast Roshan. You could see the way that Liquid are always keeping this in their mind, though. Mind Control just checked it out. They're going to go for the bottom lane gank. Jerix does have the Supernova. He's able to pop it in time. And VP have no way to be able to stop this one. But Liquid also have no way to be able to stop TPs, it seems. Lil puts himself deep in the trees to be able to get out there. The left-hand side, DK Phobos is going to be the one caught. forced a lot of rotations out from Liquid and also forced them to use the Supernova.
There's a freshly planted ward. Wonder if Crow's going to be able to spot it. Doubt it. He almost always just...
That's the right idea with the counter.
That's usually the place that people plant it though, so that they get some rush vision too, but VP or prioritizing vision of the roach pit, plus the overall jungle.
Yeah, and there's something to be said about putting down wards that are less likely to be countered.
Oh, they messed up. They just placed the obs ward in the middle of the tower? That had to have been a misclick.
Maybe they really think this tier 2 tower is going to die and they still want to keep the vision. Thank you for that courtesy. Please clap.
I'm trying to remember. I know I just like rack on Toby sometimes. So he was like, whenever he asked me one of those things, he's like, is that intentional?
Sunstrike, nope. That's gonna miss. Kuro's still gonna be hit by the Splinter Blast. He has Dough Ball, but of course that kind of is his death sentence, as he's gonna roll right back into the team. They line up the Splinter Blast, the perfect time with him popping out, but it's actually Invoker who picks up the kill.
Yeah. I like it when people throw out spells right before they're about to die anyways. I hate it when people accept their fates.
Yeah. Just get damage out. Do what
exactly. Kind of annoy people.
By 3 seconds.
Force G to squash.
Man. He's gonna be chased down by the Fissure. Silent. Just needs to make sure that the Sprout doesn't separate him and Matu. Uh-oh. But a lag going on apparently. They don't actually have anything to stop Matumba Man though.
Yeah. You notice what he went for, by the way? He didn't try to trap himself in or anything?
Yeah. Blocks out DK Phobos entirely.
That was a good heads up play. If that were me, I would be like spam clicking it on myself, and Silent would have just eaten a path.
Yeah, or DK Phobos, even if there's not a path, DK Phobos could just put himself right next to the trees and totem.
Lil's way too far away. I think he's got this.
Yeah. Agreed. I guess we're about to find out for sure. Sunstrike. Oh, that was actually pretty close. Closer than I imagined. Power of Exort Invoker though. 287 pure damage right now. He is gonna have a Yule Scepter here pretty quickly.
That animation from the Nature's Prophet TP is so frustrating to look at for the enemy team. It looks like he's just like shaking his fist in the air.
Doing a little jig on his way out.
Yeah. They're gonna go for this Roshan though, as they know for a fact that Silent's here at top. They're even gonna pop the Ghost for this, but they realize that the Ghost will be outside.
I like this commitment just because it may not be an Ursa, but Lycan is still very much a Roshan dependent hero.
Oh, for sure. You take the Roshan with a hero like that.
Yeah, they're still gonna actually find the fight here. Once this curse gets laid out, Lil's just getting some damage out and stalling up this Roshan attempt. FNG's actually gonna show himself. He does get bounced up. He may not get off any abilities. Oh, the Sun Ray comes out. He does manage to get the stun on a Matumba Man. Roshan is still low, 300 HP. Fada should be able to pick up the stages. The meatball comes in and doesn't hit anything there from G. The Aegis grabbed by Fada, and all of Liquid will be able to successfully retreat.
And at top, Silent's gonna go down at the same time as Liquid's gonna catch him out. That's a pretty big pickup for them, as it only cost them like 2 heroes and they were able to do it really quickly. And that kind of feels like a mistake from BP. They have to really respect the power of this like dual core. They're so mobile around the map.
Once again, gonna point out the fact that Mind Control is not completing out the Vlads, which seems to slow down that Aghanim time.
Oh, they know
so
he's
much.
DK Phobos is up here alone.
DK Phobos, so greedy, and he's just gonna have his blink there. Slow down. Oh, the Echo Slam! He's actually gonna be able to kill Matumba Man. He's gonna fight against Mind Control too. There's no way Mind Control can actually go for the kill here. In fact, Sunstrike had landed. Definitely would have died there. I can't believe Matumba Man turned and fought like that.
It wasn't even that he turned and fought. It was that he got so close with his treants.
Yeah.
That was a huge kill. Yeah. That almost gives the Earthshaker half of his Blink Dagger.
That is actually so absurd because I'm looking at it going like, oh god, his Blink Dagger, like he only has 500 gold and he's gonna lose some of that. But now, 1,500 gold on him. Yeah. That Blink Dagger is gonna be coming up probably before the 20-minute marker. And Jesus, it just never ends. The aggression between these two, the Firebird versus the Winterbird. So I don't know why. It's just like some sort of weird attraction between the two. They just have to go against each other. The difference is, Firebird's got this Tree Man behind him. He's going to be able to TP in There is the Cold Embrace, a little bit of magic damage coming out, but the burn is just slightly enough that Snowball will actually finish him off. Supernova being used in order to dodge the Meteor Blast coming out from G. He's now going to be, oh, what? That actually pulled him out of the crowd. Still, though, he's completely trapped. Still, the swap comes in. FNG manages to save G's life. He's still going to go down to the Sunray Beam. DK Phobos is here, but there's nobody else to be able to back him up.
A lot of sophisticated names there. Tree Man,
thank you.
Firebird, Icebird.
Let's just make Dota a simpler game, honestly.
Yeah. Really good job by Liquid isolating out, but G is so lucky that FNG was like right in his base. Just a random position to be. This mid tower's gonna go down for sure. Especially with they still have the Aegis available, right? Bottom might actually lose it right here as he's getting bitten by wolves.
He's gonna have to pop his arcane room and start using up some of the bottle.
Those are so frustrating to play against.
He really wants to use this exorcism if their arcane room is down, and they may just use it at this bottom lane. Silent. Gonna be jumped on by mind control. He still has the Chronosphere. VP got to be careful with this one. Bot is going to try and engage from the left-hand side. He's already down to half HP. Now the Sunstrike's going to land. Massive missile over the top. The Snowball comes in right into the Chronosphere, but the Sunray Beam's healing them all up. Plus, they're doing damage out onto T as well. Just disastrous combination. VP have no way out of this one. He turns, tries to get the kill on Jarek thanks to the Splinter Blast. DK Phobos, if only he had a Blink Dagger, he starts charging forward, but immediately gets silenced up. DK Phobos has no response to this one, and neither does Silent. The tier 2 tower falls, and so too does VP's 3 heroes.
Yeah, for a second I thought that Snowball was kind of gonna hurt Liquid because it had everybody in, but luckily Jarek's had the Sunray going on top of his teammates and G.
It was like hitting 4 heroes at once.
And they're gonna most definitely take this bottom tower as DK Phobos gets silenced up again. Not even able to throw down that warning fissure to save the tower.
So the tier 3 is most definitely gonna go down here. Liquid, they gotta back out though. After this one, they do have the Invoker and the Winter Wyvern. That would definitely be the safer play. But
Senji is taking a lot of damage.
Finish it off. Jesus. He almost dies there. Jarek still has the Supernova. They're gonna dive away. Sunstrike! Oh!
Barely misses.
No, Fisher! Jarek's... You know, he had to keep on moving. You're gonna have to use the Supernova here. There's no way he lives.
Chance.
Yeah. Gonna have to Sunray through the trees and something crazy. Go! Get over the cliff! Oh, you'll Stepster. Now he's done for.
This time, Lil wins. Oh, you were saying though, Mind Control picking up the Aghanims over the Vlads?
Yeah, he always goes the Morbid Mask, it seems, and doesn't complete the Vlads.
I heard too, when Moon Meander was on the panel, he's like, there's this prescribed void build that everyone seems to go, is like the Vlads, Blink Dagger into Aghanims, but some games will require the Vlads, but in others, like going just to the Aghanims so that you can constantly get the pick-off potential, and you don't necessarily have to rely on like the high cooldowns. Because if you just keep it regular chrono, then you pretty much only fight every 2 minutes around the exorcism plus that.
Right.
But with the 60-second chronosphere, they can look for the side pickoffs and not just objective taking pickoffs.
So by the 20-minute marker, we have an Ags Chronosphere for Faceless Void, and it's level 2 as well. That's probably going to be one of the faster ones of the tournament, just because of this kind of build.
It's like a weird position that you put as Void, because oftentimes what ends up happening is you'll get a kill and then it won't lead to anything. But when you have the Ags, it's clearly okay. You're acceptable with that. And Helmament's instantly just gonna TP out. He's like, why am I here? He sees the Forge Spirits, realizes it's a bad idea. Remember, safe lane, Radiant. It's never safe.
Is this BKB from the Nature's Prophet? Why not the Sight Device? What's different about this game?
I think the BKB is just a lot safer against the Earthshaker plus the Invoker. You want to make sure that you get that damage out.
Oh, he can't get Yule's Meteor down.
Yeah, exactly. This isn't a game where they necessarily need the Hex because they've got the control factor of the Aghanims already.
Right.
And they've got the Yules plus the Silence setup. I think the tankiness and turning him into a right clicker is a lot more important. Because the Void doesn't do any damage.
Uh-oh, Silent. Oh, this is a terrible position for him to be in. He doesn't even know it yet. He takes some damage, still has the Chronosphere, Mind Control, finally lets it loose. And there he goes. And the Necronomicon minions.
Yeah, they can even take high ground here.
Cash money.
He could definitely take high ground. Oh, he's gonna deny it.
No.
Oh, wait, what? Why doesn't the wolf die when it does that? That's broken. I feel like that shouldn't be a thing.
What a terrible Terrible bug.
That was gumpy.
Fada, he's charging on me with his exit. His mango slam. Oh, Jesus. All right. He thought he had some backup there, but there's no way anybody survives through that combination. The Winter's Curse actually is going to be able to pull some heroes in. Time dilation being used by Faceless Void, just hoping to be able to stop the pursuit by Virtus.Pro. Meanwhile, their top lane's being taken by the Furion.
News for Liquid is, yeah, they lose the DP, but they grab the range racks and they put some pressure around the map. That's all the tier 2 towers taken. What this means for BP is now they're in a position where one lost fight can instantly just mean double set of racks. They can't really afford to make any mistakes right now. They just don't really have the items though to get into these straight engagements. Like who's really gonna frontline for them? As we've seen time and time again, the Lycan goes down really quickly. The Invoker needs more items to play in this game. I think he's pretty underfarmed right now. The fact that he's got a Midas.
DK Phobo's going to be found. Furion is going to TP into this one. At this point, Kuro's just trying to control him as much as possible. Matumba Man is going to be able to claim that last hit. The build Discord picked up by VP is going to help them defend their high ground pretty damn well. Between an Exorted Invoker and this Veiled Discord for Winter Wyvern, there is a very deadly combination of magic damage available.
Bottom lane is just being pushed in by Silent. He realizes, well, I've just got to farm. What else am I going to really do in this position? And Liquid are probably waiting for the next Aegis before they go for the high ground. There's no reason to risk this. They're still in a position where VP holds like one push.
Mind control. Oh, he's stumbling into a trap, but he does manage to get off the Chronosphere. Sunstrike is coming in, gonna land on Mind Control. Matumba Man, he actually TPs into the Chronosphere, doesn't last very long. Mind Control has completely gone out of mana, and now Matumba Man's gonna be run down by Silent. FNG, he needs the vision, he gets it too. The swap goes down, Matumba Man starts running his way into the jungle. Kuro's here, the Ice Shark doesn't quite block everything out. The Snowball does slow down Silent as well as the punch. Matumba Man still being run down by the Wolves. Supernova, they're literally using everything here to try and slow down Silent, and he can't quite get the kill. It's all Sunstrike. Oh no, it's still not enough. 44 HP. Silent can't quite get the kill. The Supernova explodes. They manage to kill the Winter Wyvern. They're going to be able to get the Vengeful Spirit as well. That would have been such a huge kill, but 40 HP. And Liquid managed to survive on Matumba Man.
There's somebody out there that just doesn't want VP to win. I can't even believe that they weren't able to get that kill. The Nature's Prophet was the highest net worth. Killing the Void is great.
Yeah.
The fact that you didn't lose anybody in, Matumba Man made a mistake and TP'd into the Chrono. He probably just misjudged the edge of it and just right outside of it and got caught, but man, I thought Liquid was messing up. I was like, why is Jerax even still there? They should all just be playing the evacuate mode, but everybody kind of just like throws themselves as an obstacle course.
Anything to save Matu.
Yeah, like, they're just like, this Lycan has to traverse through this ice, and he's got to go through this Phoenix Egg.
It's like a list of challenges.
Yeah, exactly.
Matumba Man is pushing out the top lane. Roshan is up. It's pretty important for Liquid to try and keep some pressure on the side lane so they can open Roshan up for themselves rather than VP taking it.
Yeah, they're hoping that Matu up here will force one or two heroes up, but I think Liquid have to know that VP are going to contest this no matter what. There's no way that VP are going to allow them to just get Aegis and go high ground. VP understand the situation that they're in. The win condition for them is to be able to hold their side of the map as long as possible. And
so the thing to really
got to be careful.
offset this side, one way or another, is going to be a smoke. They're actually trying to push forward here and potentially catch Bada. DK Phobos threatens the Fissure, but there's already BKB, and now the rest of Liquid come in from behind. They've hit on Winter Wyvern. They're going to be able to catch G inside the Chronosphere, while FNG is dealing with Matumba Man, and this is just VP losing 4 heroes right next to the Roshan pit. But Liquid, they don't even have to worry about Roshan yet. They can go for the full lane of Rex.
And VP, they don't have their Earthshaker. Like, G's gonna buy back to try to show some force, but he doesn't really have anything that can hold this. You've got the Tornado Chaos Meteor, but Jerax is just holding everybody back right now. They might actually get the kill on Matsu, but it doesn't look like they have quite enough damage.
Meteor does a decent amount, but the mech is going to be able to offset that with the Exorcism used. They're just going to roll right into that middle tier 3 now.
They still have Glyph, and they've got the Earthshaker up. VP can get a lot out of this, they might be able to kind of turn this around. They've already committed the buyback on G. They need to get something. Can't just play back.
Yeah, if they've gotten some sort of engagement and it had gone well for VP, they can turn that into Roshan and things don't look as terrible.
Oh, you see, VP's making the really smart move here. They're just immediately going for the Roshan because they know there's no Phoenix Egg, there's no Death Prophet Exorcism, exactly. And they know that Liquid have backed out entirely. This is kind of the only move that they have left available because there's no other objective they can take.
Yeah. And just in case, they're going to make sure that there's all 5 heroes here, which is going to stack a bit of damage on the tier 3 tower. Liquid seem to know what's going on, especially with Jarek wandering in with his invis rune. Oh boy. Sees Roshan go down. Oh, he tried to go for a dive steal on the Aegis, but instead he just ends up getting damage out on VP. Matumba Man, he's already brought the tier 3 tower down to half HP, and VP are going to be slowed down here as Liquid come in. 2-man Chronosphere to start things off. Silent actually is silenced up right now, and that is not good. He's not going to be able to get off his shapeshift for too long. The fight is already looking bad enough. He's going to be able to get mind control. Nice combination of the Winter Search, the Meteor over the top of the BKB is popped, and Plata just turns on the Spirit Siphon. Slowly but surely, VP, they're taking out one by one. Silent trying to get away, but a punch! Tusk is going to be able to take him out. G comes back with life number 2, but the lane of Rax in top lane is already gone. G's just going to be kited around. He goes for Jarek's first with the help of Necronomicon minions. They will actually get that, but G, he looks like he's just going to be run down. Plata gets him with the Yule Scepter. Going to be a counter Yule Scepter perhaps from G. Doesn't have enough for Ghostwalk just yet. Another invoke. Buys himself some time. Cold Embrace. Any magic damage? They have the snowball with a little bit more. G, he just can't make it out though. The Ice Shards finally finish him off. But Tumba Man, next up, Lil. He's got 5 seconds left on the Arctic Burn. That's just not going to be fast enough, which requires DK Phobos to jump in. Stuns up Matumba Man, gets the kill there. Liquid getting a little overzealous with their pickoffs. Lose the fury on that perhaps they shouldn't have, but still 2 lanes of Rax essentially.
Yeah, that's 1100 gold though, swinging in the way of VP. Still, they really wanted to be able to do something with that Aegis. Losing it twice in a row like that wasn't the game plan. They're hoping maybe this could be what allows us to take the fight, like if they have 6v5 with the extra life, but they lose it almost immediately. Everybody's forced to buy back now, as G no longer has it up for quite some time. The Lycan doesn't have it up. Things are looking pretty bad right now from VP. Like, I'm not really sure the move is anymore, because to get back into games, you need one of 2 things. You either need objectives, or you need to be able to look for pickoffs, but they've been hemmed into their base so badly, like, top FNG is going to get gone on.
Yeah, FNG barely moves past where his tier 2 tower used to be, and he's already being jumped on. Chronosphere is going to be used, because why the hell not? No need to try and get a lucky proc on Time Lock if you've got an Ags Chronosphere.
Yeah, that's the benefit of going for the Ags rather than like the Vlad's Blink build.
He actually completes the Helmet Dominator.
A little bit weird, but
that's a little weird. He's got this Centaur following him around.
It's just they needed more stuns. They heard you.
Sure.
Oh, why not? It's kind of cool. You got the Snowball plus the Centaur.
Oh yeah. Why the Chen and Tusk combination is so strong, and of course we saw the Tusk Enchantress last game.
P. Just racking their brains right now. They don't really. They can't afford to lose either the core, or the game just gonna end. Got buyback available on DK Phobos, but it's not the core that they wanted on. They wanted on almost certainly the Invoker. Even the Lycan buyback being available doesn't really make a difference, I think.
Oh, the Ice Shard Sunray combination. Is this such a dangerous, like, long-range testing? They like very little commitment. They almost take down heroes with it.
I feel so bad for that Centaur Conqueror.
Why?
Because he's been like enslaved, and now he's just gonna like fight. They're 100% gonna kill him.
Yeah, they're gonna sacrifice him. Like, if he's just gonna run forward.
Yeah. He's so dead.
He's gonna be Veil of Discorded, Winter Blast.
His only job though is to get that War Stomp off.
He has become a martyr for the cause of Team Liquid. Silver lining though, I was mistaken when I said essentially 2 lanes of Rax. That is a range Rax that went down on the top lane. Melee Rax is still up, so it's not that strong of a push at the top. It's the little things. The little things.
Here, I don't like this pace right now. For them, things are slowing down a little bit. They're getting some time to pick up some items. I still think they have a win condition. Maybe they just I'm trying to think of like the ideal fight. The ideal fight is if they get a 5-man Echo into Winner's Curse off, but a realistic one is probably like a 2-man Echo, you burst down Vada before he gets his ultimate off, or even better, before he gets his BKB off.
Oh, nice try there, Jerix. Just use Icarus Dive in order to try and get a ward inside of the Dire base.
That's pretty cute.
There's immediately a counter ward there, preemptively. So.
How did he think that was gonna work?
I don't know. Like somehow they just think, oh, he just failed Icarus Dive, or...
It's the least conspicuous thing in the world.
Yeah, he leaves a trail of fire on the ground. Like,
there's a noise
where
too.
The ward is. A giant whooshing sound goes by.
Maybe he thought
I'm sure Virtus.Pro won't notice.
Yeah. EP. We've got to get 2-hero Echo off, kill the DP before she gets the BKB off. I think that's step one of getting back into this game. Because right now, net worth and experience are becoming pretty rough to deal with.
As DK Phobos clearly recognizes that going with the Shadowblade builds, he knows like the positioning is so important. He's going to have to probably get some sort of initiation outside the base, like somewhere in this area. That's going to require the Invis to actually be able to set up for that one. Looking at Silent right now, rotating across, just keeping all the lanes pushed out. They don't want to give any opportunities for VP to sneak outside the base. Sunstrike, Echo Slide, they're trying to blow up Curl, but they don't even have enough damage there. The mech goes down, and now the swap out. DK Phobos is going to be saved until Matumbaman just right-clicks him down instead. Silent, he's popped everything he can to be able to jump on a Matumbaman. Maybe he can get that kill. He just can't make full committal. Supernova goes down. G actually hits a beautiful combination there, but it's still not enough damage to take out anybody. Curl finally dies, but it doesn't really matter. Liquid will go on without him, and Silent is eventually going to be running out of shapeshift. There goes all his damage, and there goes his HP point too. Sunray finishes him off, and now the last exorcism potentially for Liquid as they push the last lane of Rax.
The Lycan doesn't have buyback available quite yet. We're well aware of this. Nothing should stop them now, as Matumbaman's also going to assault this top Rax, scaring themselves.
Exorcism heals Vada back up to full. Silence onto G. Throwing him down with that Spirit Siphon, a Force Staff and Eul Scepter. 2 apiece. Top laner Rax now completely gone, as that melee Rax was taken out by Matumbaman. And they're actually going to back out. It looks like they're just not quite healthy enough. Vada staying ahead of DK Phobos. Nice sprout. DK Phobos going to have to go the long way around, but he will be able to catch up. He's got a Blink and Enchant Totem in a second. We'll be able to stall him up long enough for G to be able to hit that Tornado. And the Meteor to be able to follow him up. Counter Eul Scepter to provide a little bit more time, but Eul Scepter only sets up the Sunstrike. Ooh, stun in! Novo with Matumbaman. They are able to finish off 2 FNG. Chronosphere. Oh dear, that's going to be DK Phobos and FNG now dying.
They do have the buyback available on the Invoker. I'd anticipate him using it any second. Good news is that Matsu did use his buyback, so if they're able to hold this, they're in a much better position than they were 20 seconds ago, but VP, do they have anybody else that can buy back?
Matumbaman's already low. They're going to be able to have 3 here. Buy back the Invoker, sends out the Sunstrike. Matumbaman's hit by that one.
They don't have Glyph. They got to go for this right now. VP have to defend this.
Control's just beating down the melee Rax. Matumbaman's now going to make full committal here. They have the Tornado in to be able to slow him down. He's just giving up his life to be able to take that melee Rax. He eventually does go down, but the range Rax needs to be saved here. And those treants are going to town. Silent comes back, trying to beat through all of these creeps. They will be successful in their endeavor. But Liquid now just need a bit of chip damage. 239 HP is all that separates from Team Liquid gaining Mega Creeps.
Yeah, and they've even lost the tier 4 tower in the mid lane. When you're trying to defend Mega Creeps, you want both of those alive as long as possible so that you can go for the GG pushes. Unfortunately,
okay, Phobos knows he needs an aggressive pickoff. He's found Kuro. Will be able to change stun, it looks like here. Actually blows the Echo Slam just to make sure there's no opportunity for Kuro to get out.
Yeah. 1 Rax left, as AP was in this position not too long ago against EG, I believe, where they just had to hold 1 Rax, and last time they weren't able to do it, but this time around, do have the Earthshaker. Don't have a Glyph available though for the next 2 minutes, and Liquid are just refreshing everything. They want to wait for the next buyback. VP might have a win condition. The Nature's Prophet doesn't have buyback.
Centaur Conqueror down.
Oh, is he dead finally?
Yeah.
He tried his best.
He died under an onslaught. It was a giant Earthman with a totem.
That's gotta be such a scary life for him.
A couple of fire demons.
Bind Peace. Silent though, he's got a blade mail. That's to deal with the Sunray, I'm not sure though. Because that thing is destroying him right now.
Yeah, it definitely is. That's a pretty interesting way. I mean, it's like, it's percentage-based damage, so he's doing an absurd amount of extra damage that Hero's HP points probably can't support. So if he's getting Blade Mail back.
Yeah, that's an odd choice though. Oh, Matama Man just KBs and goes for it. He's even gonna pop his ulti.
He gets the range rags, he's gonna die again, and he does not have buyback. Virtus.Pro are just gonna have to go all in, I guess, at this point. Why wouldn't he wait for at least Liquid to take like the Aegis and she?
Matama Man things.
Yeah, alright. They don't have buyback for another 3 minutes.
So Liquid are probably they're still probably really happy with that. Yeah. Mega Creep said 37 minutes into the game when VP don't have the best wave clear.
And if they win this fight, ooh, gee, he's in a bad position. He's actually surrounded by heroes. Mind Control needs to throw out the Chronosphere to be able to slow him down. But Lil is here. Oh no, he gets silenced up. G gets a little bit more room. The Chronosphere goes down, but Silent is not inside of it. Still, they manage to take out G, who is, oh no, Silent, he's actually in the middle of 4 heroes with no support whatsoever. DK Bubble sitting on the side, waiting on his time, but he needs 10 more seconds for the Echo Slam. He doesn't have it just yet. The Supernova goes down. They have no way to be able to deal with it. Silent's just going to be combo stunned down, and Virtus.Pro are seemingly losing the last fight of the game as they have nothing left. There's a buyback on Silent, but still no buyback on G. Lil's gonna be chased out by Jerix just one last time with an Ethereal Blade, of all things.
I think if this game were for any other stakes, VP would have GG'd out by now, but they really don't want to end up in the best of one lower bracket. And for a team like VP, they're so talented, but Group was just so rough to run into. His Mind Control's gonna get the Lil.
Oh, Silent's gonna be silenced up. Matama Man is here. They've got 3 different heroes. Echo Slam laid out, but the BKB already popped, and they're just gonna be able to continue their damage on the carry of Virtus.Pro and the offlaner as well. Game well played, it's called, from Virtus.Pro, as Team Liquid are able to get sweet, sweet revenge and take the series 2-0.
Honestly, when P first started this draft, I thought they had a really good chance. Everything was going kind of okay. They were just being contested in too many lanes. Once the mid game hit, the Nature's Prophet gave Team Liquid way too much to work with. I think part of it too might have just been exhaustion. It's pretty late in the night. VP played some pretty grueling series.